You ready? Are we ready? Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order the Village of Biscayne Park Code Compliance Board meeting for Wednesday, December 17th. The time is 6 p.m. If the clerk would please call the roll.
Janie Anderson, Dale Billington, Rodolfo Barrientos, Judy Hammerberg, Michael Lanat, Doreen C. Grant, Rafael Gutierrez, Vanessa Cherry present.
This is a meeting of the Village of Biscayne Park Code Compliance Board. The board is authorized pursuant to Chapter 14 of the Village's Land Development Code to ensure compliance with the Village's Code of Ordinances. The members of the board are citizens and residents of the Village of Biscayne Park. We volunteer our time and we are not paid for our services. The purpose of each hearing is to give any alleged violators the opportunity to contest the decision of the Code Compliance Officer, which resulted in the issuance of a notice of violation, and to determine whether a violation of the village's code has occurred or is occurring. We are not authorized to dismiss violations based on hardship, ignorance, or the fact that others may be guilty of the same violation. These hearings are conducted in a quasi-judicial manner. Our responsibility is to act much like a judge in a court, and that is to hear cases presented by the village's code compliance officers and to hear contradictory arguments presented by the alleged violators. We are not authorized to change the code. The Village Commission is solely authorized to enact or reverse codes. Conversely, neither the Commission nor the village manager have the authority to overrule the findings of the board. Pursuant to Chapter 162 Florida statutes, orders of the board can only be appealed to the Circuit Court of Miami-Dade County. We have the authority to assess and order the payment of civil penalties, to issue orders having the force of law, to command whatever steps are necessary to bring a violation into compliance, and to assess administrative costs. In order to make a finding upholding the Code Compliance Officer's decision, we must find that there is substantial competent evidence that the named violator was responsible for a violation of the relevant section of the code as charged. All documentary evidence presented by the parties must be submitted for placement in the hearing file. No documentary evidence will be considered unless the alleged violator or code compliance officer submits a copy for the hearing file. Each party shall have the right to call and examine witnesses, to introduce exhibits, to cross-examine opposing witnesses on any matter relevant to the issues, even though that matter was not covered in the direct examination, to impeach any witness regardless of which party first called them to testify, and to rebut the evidence against them. If you intend to address the board and haven't signed in, please do so at this time. And anyone who wishes to address the board, please stand, raise your right hand so you may be sworn in. You are reminded the board is quasi-judicial and giving false testimony can be penalized.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes.
I do.
Do we have any additions, deletions?
No additions, an update that we can give up. We don't have any additions, but we have an update on a case that we can give after the fact. Manager is here, he may give us that update.
The one thing I do want to add is a brief discussion, at least on February's meeting date, and if anyone has a January meeting date problem, we really do need to discuss those two after. That's what I said to add. Oh, and we do need to vote on Dale, so I'd make a motion to approve Dale Blanton's app.
A second.
In favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. Okay, we're ready for our first case.
Good evening. My name is Doreen Grant, Co-Director for the Village of Biscayne Park. The first item on the agenda is in Section 8, and it's 8.2. It's for the address 11095 Griffin Boulevard. Case-
8-2.
8.2. 8.2. For the address 11095 Griffin Boulevard, case number CE-25-047, Alton 8 LLC, in care of the registered agent, Kiran Tuksi. They're here for a fine reduction. They were found to be in violation of Section 16.14, 1 double fee permits. They installed a fence without first obtaining permits. We are happy to report that they are now in compliance. However, they still have outstanding fines of $12,750. They are offering $500. The village recommends $1,000, and we have counsel present via Zoom.
Good evening. It's Harry Temkins representing Alton 8 LLC, care of Ms. Karan. Can you
Sir,
hear me?
You would excuse me a moment. The board needs time to have a discussion, and then we will be more than happy to turn it over to you.
He was sworn in.
He also needs to be.
Yes.
Yeah,
He was sworn
he
in.
was sworn in. Okay. There's one misconception. I think if you read the application for the fine reduction, the statement is made that they applied for the permit one day after the deadline. Well, the deadline was not for application. The deadline of August 20, bear with me, August 27th was to obtain the permit, not apply for the permit. I just wanted to correct that. That's a bit of that's a rather significant misconception. Judy Rodolfo, any questions? Sir, if you would go introduce yourself, and again, I'm so sorry, and your relationship to the property, please.
Good evening. I'm Harry Temkins of Newman and Temkins. I'm the attorney for Alton 8 LLC. My address is 605 Lincoln Road, Miami Beach, Suite 301. Before we start, I understood that the case number was ending in 0477. The notice of violation that I'm have in my hand is 0478. I'm not sure whether I have the wrong one or there's another one that I don't know about, but that's the issue, and which is, I think, a very minor one, but I wanted to bring it up so that there's no problem in the future.
Okay, I can clarify that the case number is CE-25-047-8.
That's the one we're
Thank-
dealing.
My client basically was relying on the contractors and the people to do all this stuff. And I don't want to point fingers, but the contractor should never have done anything without the permits. They should know better than she did, because she is not in this business of doing renovations or repairs and so forth. She would ask that the fine be 500, not 1,000. I think you've been very generous with the 1,000, but she's asked me to say that she really can't afford it to go more than the 500. And because of her compliance and because she's tried to do everything by the book, but obviously she didn't because of relying on other people who should know what they're doing. We'd ask that the board take into consideration and reduce the fine down to $500.
Basically what we try to do in these cases, and I'm sorry I can't see you, you're to the back of my head if I'm speaking. We try to cover for the cost of our staff going out and having to put together a case and having to inspect and having to do. And that's what we put a basis on for what we would be recommending. I can, Should make a
And
motion, but-
It is unfortunate, sir, but your client is sadly one of many who put all their faith in a contractor, and it still boils down to it is the property owner's responsibility to make sure all the i's are dotted and the t's are crossed, because they are the ones who are going to be held liable. And again,
Have-
as it was.
I have no
already-
argument with that. I have no argument with that at all. She's just saying that she really can't afford much more than the $500. And she'd appreciate that even though you lowered it dramatically and drastically, she would ask me to try to have it at the $500 mark. She understands it's been done before, but I'm not relying on what was done before. I'm talking about what is done now. She said she was 1 day late, and obviously she misunderstood the applications when she's doing it by herself or with contractors who should have known that they needed all this before they started anything. That she was 1 day late, according to her, but based upon what you're saying, that she was more than 1 day late because of the
Yes,
time
sir.
factor type of
Again,
thing on
that-
it.
I'm sorry.
And I'm
that
not,
deadline-
and I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing with you at all. All I'm trying to do is see what the best I can do for her. She's out of the country right now, and that's why I'm here. Otherwise, she'd be here to face the music herself.
Unless there are any other questions or comments, I'll take a motion,
To make a motion?
please.
Okay, I'll make a motion to deny the request for $500.
I'll second.
and reduction.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
That's been denied.
Sir,
So-
the
so-
board has voted against accepting the 500. Staff is suggesting to
$1,000.
1,000?
This is to cover cost, if you remember.
I'm
This
sorry.
case was scheduled to be heard at the last hearing. We had to reissue our notices and bring back this case to this hearing. So $1,000 would cover cost for staff.
Sir, I don't know if you could hear Ms. Grant.
I did, and I am not objecting to it. I understand the reasoning and so forth on it. And I appreciate all the considerations you have given to me and to my client. And hopefully she will pick contractors who are more concerned about complying with your rules and regulations than they are about seeing how fast they can do a job without the proper permits.
So
As it stands, the fine holds at the $12,000 unless you can, on her behalf, make an offer that the village would accept.
Well, I heard $1,000, and that's what we would agree to, Your Honor.
Okay, you have to,
are you saying, sir, you will offer on behalf of your client 1,000?
Yes, ma'am.
In that case, I would make a motion to accept the $1,000 offer.
a second.
All in favor?
Pay by date?
With,
Can we have a pay by date?
Deadline date?
I would need it after next year, Your Honor, because she's out of the country. And with this time of year, communications out back and forth is with the holidays. I would like to do maybe by January 15th, if that's possible.
No, that's fine, sir. In fact, I was going to say January 21st.
I'll accept yours as better than mine, Your Honor.
Okay, so we are in agreement. We have a first and a second, all in favor?
aye.
Okay, we have an agreement, $1,000 to be paid by January 21st. If not, the fine does revert back to its original.
I understand.
Thank you so much, sir.
Have a
Thank you
wonderful
for your time,
holidays
you
and
too.
happy and healthy holidays to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
May I be excused?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
After the next two cases, I'm asking if the board can allow the village manager to speak on 826. He'll just give a brief update on the meeting we attended at the Unsafe Structures, not Unsafe Structures, Historic Preservation Board. I'll call two cases and then we'll invite the manager, if that's okay with the board. Thank you. Next two cases in section 7, new business. Is item number 7.4 for 821 Northeast 120th Street. It's case number CE-25-0763 for BP 120 LLC in care of registered agent Weiner Robin. Board will remember that these cases were brought before you last year, I believe. This is a property that is on the list of our unsafe structure properties. The roof has caved in on the second structure on the property. And we had issued violations. However, the property was about to be sold, but the sale fell through. Now, these cases were closed because of that sale. However, we had to reissue these cases, both cases for the fence and the roof, because a year has lapsed and there has been no activity, and it's against the ordinance for us to have a property with construction fence standing, and there's no status on what the progress on that.
Did we hear this case last year?
Yes.
I thought so. I
Yeah.
knew it sounded extremely familiar, and I'm going to ask, in those situations, we need that original case back up. That's so critical. And I knew I seem to remember it. We were working because it was in the process of being sold,
That's correct.
I believe.
The sale didn't go.
But, right, and so we were trying to work with with the potential new owner. And it
And
didn't work.
And unfortunately, in the evidence, I wasn't able to present any pictures of the state of the property now, but I was able to use a picture that was taken by the complainant, which is a neighbor. It's not evidence, but it's a picture I put in the file with the complaint itself. And the neighbor is who complained about the property not being.
Madam Chairperson, if I may comment.
If you would, sir, your name and your relationship to the property.
My name is Carl Linder. I'm the owner of the LLC that owns the property. So when we purchased this property, I came in with a application to demo the property right away, which was not acceptable at the time because apparently there was a code section that if you didn't submit plans right away, you couldn't demo. So the plan was always to demo this house. The roof has been collapsed before I bought it. It's been collapsed prior. So we have a demo permit in right now. We have a hearing on the 21st coming up in a few days, and we're hopeful that that application will be approved. I want nothing more than to tear that house down. The difference today is instead of $7,000 to tear it down when I quoted it 3 years ago, it's now $20,000. I also spent $5,000 on that fence. We had to paint the house even though there's no roof. So it's been, a big issue. Now, the issues are not over, all right? Once the house comes down, we have a major issue with FPL that has an easement 10 feet across the property.
But I'm going to interrupt you just a second, sir, to remind you, it's also a big issue to the people who are living around it.
Yeah, that's why I submitted the permit to demolish it 3 years ago. So our intent is to get rid of this structure.
When is your planning and zoning meeting? Because the
21st,
21st is a Sunday.
22nd.
Sorry.
So it's on the agenda. If you want to see it, I have it on my phone.
We have it, we can confirm.
If you-
So the plan is to demolish this house as soon as possible. Whether or not we're going to submit plans to build on it, we're very limited and restricted what can be built there. It's not a really buildable lot in that way unless we can get FPL to work with us on those lines that cross the property. FPL's quoted me $150,000 to move the lines. I mean, it's really insane, considering they did free work up to 1 block before our street. So they buried the lines up to 119th. We're at 120, we missed out. FPL doesn't know if they're going to continue that project in the village right now. So we need to move those lines to really effectively build something that's, from an economic perspective that makes sense. I also spent some additional money in the last 2 weeks getting a study on the existing structure to see what we could do, because with the setback, it's difficult. Right now, the property's on the alley, which is great, but the structure has to come down. It's not suitable to be used at all. So the plan is to demolish. I believe that property will be gone by February 28th, 2 months. I would like to request that you give me that amount of time to demolish this property.
Well, at this point, what I would like to do is set a deadline for the demo permit to be obtained. If you comply by the demo permit getting obtained by the date we set, but the work is not finished by the end of the permit, then I would ask that the daily fine kick in again. Because we've got to bring these things to a close.
I wanted to tear it down 3 years ago. The rules now changed, right? So now you can demo without the plans, which is great. And that was news to us recently, so.
See,
If on this particular case, if no one has any more questions, I'm going to go ahead and make a motion. In case number CE 25-0763, a violation has occurred. Give the property owner until January 6th to pull the demo permit. If not, a $250 daily fine. If he complies by pulling the permit by the 6th, but the work is not completed by the end of the permit, the daily fine of $250.
So we have 2 weeks to pull the permit?
Just to get a permit.
Just
Now,
Permit,
and how long does,
We have the,
X number of months to.
will the, yeah, well, is it 6 months to
I
demo?
believe it's 6 months.
Okay.
so pull the permit, meaning approved permit in 2 weeks during the holidays. That might be difficult. I don't know.
right. I was going to address the board. We are about to go to 2 weeks of holidays. And the planning review takes some time before they can issue the permit. So
Okay.
I think January 16th.
Bear with me, let me get their other dates. We've got the dates, and thank you for that, Vanessa. They have another meeting on the 21st of January, I'm sorry, the 20th of January.
That works.
I will amend my motion to you pulling the permit by January 21st.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
And again, should anybody need me to repeat my full motion?
Please.
Okay. Give the property owner until January 21st to come into compliance by pulling a demo permit. If not, a $250 daily fine. If the property owner complies by pulling the permit by the deadline, but does not complete the work by the end of the permit, $250 daily fine. In other words, we want to encourage finish.
It will definitely be down within the time of the permit.
I've seconded. We need a vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 3-0.
Thank you all.
So
Happy holidays.
You've got another case.
Oh, I do?
the next case for the same address and property owner, case number CE-25-0795, is for the fence. The expired permit, item number 7.5.
These two matters, to me, were linked because the roof was related to us being mandated to put the fence to begin with.
So for this one, the permit has expired. It will need to be renewed because with demo, you will need that place covered. So we are not saying to remove the fence. We are asking you to
For a new permit,
renew the permit.
we will do that.
So in this case, we'll allow the content, since it's been there, we'll allow. Any questions from the board? Sir, okay, in CE, case number CE 25-0795, a violation has occurred because the fence permit expired. assessed a $250 fine, a $250 admin fee, and the construction permit, I'm sorry, the demo permit, along with the renewed fence permit, needs to be in place by January 21st, or a $250 daily fine.
Okay.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 3-0.
Happy holidays all. Thank you.
This time I'll respectfully ask that the code manager give us an update on 826. An update from the manager for 826, the other unsafe structure.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Manager.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. Yes, Doreen asked me to be here tonight to give you a report about our attendance at the recent Historic Preservation Board meeting. At that meeting on, I think it was last week, we, myself, our Code Compliance Director, Doreen Grant, and our building official, Pedro Martinez, attended the meeting. It was a kind of lengthy meeting. We were the last ones on the agenda, so we were there all afternoon. But when we finally got to it, the board heard the recommendation from staff to deny the application, and there was discussion back and forth. And after the discussion, they recommended the staff to withdraw the application. So they did withdraw the application, and they indicated to the village that the village had their authority to go forward with the demolition of the structure. So we sent a email, and our village attorney followed up with a formal notification to the property owner and his attorneys. They have two attorneys that represent that property, that they have 30 days as of December 15th to obtain a demolition permit, or the village will proceed with obtaining it ourselves and demolishing the structure. So we're in the process of now of securing a contractor. If that doesn't occur, and after January 15th, 2026, we'll be looking to demolish that property.
There's no chance they can apply for the historic designation again?
Not at this time. I think their only hope would probably seek a legal injunction at this point. So, in the court to try to stop us. But we're confident that we're going to move forward, and either they obtain the permit or we're going to obtain the permit.
Thank you all so much.
An eyesore for a long time.
Yes, yeah, it's been going on.
Several decades.
Right.
Really took a tremendous amount of effort on all of your parts, Manager Childress, code staff. And please thank the building official for us.
Yes. Yeah, it was a excellent work by our code compliance director and our building official, keeping on track of this and keeping me informed so that we knew where it was, and we were diligent and following up to make sure that the right thing was done. So,
Thank you.
all right, no
Thank
problem.
you all.
And I think Doreen's going to talk tonight. I think there's another item on the agenda tonight about that ordinance, and Doreen's going to speak about that. So,
Yes.
all right.
We've got the working hours ordinance and the other unsafe structure.
Yes.
Right. All right. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
The next item on the agenda is under section 7, and it's 7.13. It's for the address 12005 Northeast 11th Place. It's case number CE-25-0894. Geronimo, Mancia, and Sandra. We are asking for an order of enforcement. They were found to be in violation of section 11.6.7 ABD, fence maintenance, rear wood fence showing signs of discoloration, fading, peeling, and general deterioration. A fence permit was submitted on December 10th to our building department. Now I would like to enter into the evidence. Fence permit number PFE-25-0044. It's under building review as we speak.
So it hasn't gone to P and D yet.
It has been up, not yet? Oh, because it was submitted on the 10th. It's only been a week, so there will be scheduled P and D.
But they are approved or they're on the agenda?
They will have to be scheduled to go.
Okay, so
before.
there's,
We have received the application in the village, but they haven't been scheduled for P and D yet.
and when will they be? Going to be on the 20th?
No, they are not on this agenda. She does the agenda now for P and D, so she says the next one, not this one, but the one after. They may be able to, depending, Bill.
I'm sorry, Doug.
So if they'll be on the list for the next one, not this one,
So that
coming
would
up,
be January 5th.
probably on January 5th. We'll check in with building to make sure. We didn't get a confirmation. Did you have
A question, what's PND?
planning and design review?
Ma'am, I need you please to do two things. Speak into the mic and identify yourself and your relationship to the property.
My name's Alexandra Mancia, and I'm the daughter of the owner. I wanted to ask what's P&D?
It's the committee that oversees for all the permits and either approves or denies or asks you to modify.
So the meeting that you guys have on Monday, the 21st, or no?
Right, we have one on the 21st, but you're not on that agenda. The agenda is prepared in
Okay.
advance.
Only because I got an email today saying that we were.
Really?
Yeah.
I will look into it.
to look at the
She has to look at the agenda. She prepares the agenda. She said she doesn't remember your address, but
fine.
I stand to be corrected.
That's fine. I just wanted to clarify it.
Whenever major work,
She is.
Yes.
Vanessa just remembered.
Okay.
She's my right, left-hand person.
I did the agenda today.
Oh, okay, okay. So she remembered that you're on the agenda.
they are or aren't?
Yes.
They are.
21st.
First.
Okay, so you're on December 20th, that's this coming Monday. And it's always a good idea to go in person because if there are questions, if there are issues, you don't want to find about it 2 days later. You want to try to solve it
While you're there.
at that point.
Does my dad have to be there?
I'm sorry, hon.
Does my dad have to be there?
Should be.
Okay.
It would be better, can you go as support and interpret if you need to? And
Okay. That's fine.
okay, so if there are no more comments, questions, then I would like a motion.
Go ahead. I'll let you do it.
Okay,
You're going to hold off on it?
in case number, they are on this one's agenda, let me get a date. Okay, in case number CE 25-089, no, I do have a question first. This case opened in April. Was there any communication with the property owner at that point? Because it opened in April, then the notice of violation was in October.
Introduce yourself introduce yourself. They received a
So
notice to.
looking at roughly 8 months. Okay. All right, thank you. Back to my, in case CE 25-0894, a violation has occurred. Assess a $250 violation fine, $250 administrative fee, permit to be pulled by December 21st or
So-
22nd rather, excuse me again, January 22nd or a $250 daily fine.
Your date is January 22nd?
December, because they're on December. I stumbled. December 22nd,
No, January 22nd.
January 22nd.
They're going to the PND on the 21st. On the 22nd, I'm sorry. They're going for that meeting.
They're not on this month's meeting?
They are on the next month's meeting for review. So you're giving them until January to
You.
obtain the permit. January 2nd.
Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought they were on this,
They are. For
But-
PND review.
not only for review. Got it. Okay, let's try that one. In the case of CE 25-0894, a violation has occurred. It says a $250 fine, $250 administrative fee. Give the property owner until January 22nd to obtain their permit, or else a $250 daily fine.
I'll second.
In favor? Aye. No, any opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Thank you and good luck.
Next item is 7.12, 7.12, and the address is 11920 Northeast 11th Place. It's for the case number CE 25-0178 for Alina Perez. Progress report for the roof.
Hello, I'm back.
Tell us, how are things going, Alina?
Alina Perez, I'm the owner of the home. I'm actually on the trial calendar call for this week. It's Wednesday, I haven't been called yet. We're number 8 on the list, so I've got 2 more days. Let's see what happens. But nothing yet.
But you are finally on a calendar.
We are for this week. So we'll see. I don't know if number 8 is a good number or not.
Well, good luck. Probably, I would say, even if she could just email
Sure.
an update after that. I mean, there's
can
no
do
need
that.
for you to come to every meeting until we get closer to you get a
Fine.
resolution.
Yeah,
So my motion would be simply to ask the property owner to email before
Progress.
January's meeting the results.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where should I email? Okay. Can I get your email?
Yes.
Oh, you were the one that emailed me. Then I have your email. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Motion? We didn't get the motion. A motion for this case, please?
My motion is, in case number, bear with me, I'm out of place here.
7.1.
7.12.
7.12.
In case number CE 25-0178, allow the property owner simply to update the code compliance manager after her hearing and before January's meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 3-0.
Next item is 6.2 in old business. 6.2 is for the address 1015 Northeast 112th Street,
I'm sorry, item number?
6.2.
6.2. The address is 1015 Northeast 112th Street, case number CE-25-0598, Bricken or Lace LLC, in care of the registered agent, Harvard Business Services, Inc. We were coming for an intent to lien on this case. They were found to be in violation of Chapter 5.6A1 off-street parking. Vehicles were observed parking on an unapproved parking surface. Property owner has reached out to our code officer, Rafael Gutierrez, and he can comment on that. I would like to add that we have since filed an affidavit of non-compliance, and there have fines have run up to $9,000 as of today. There is no permit in the system
So they haven't even applied yet.
yet.
Questions and comments from the board?
See what she has to say.
Good evening. My name is Natalia Moreno. I'm from Morgan Winnie Property Management. We are the managers of the property. As the inspector said, we are on the process of hiring the contractor and complete the permit application. This was something that the owner purchased the property a year ago. He was not aware of the ordinance that passed on 2023. So his understanding was that the cars were parked where they were not supposed to be, and not that he needs to do the driveway as per the ordinance. So that's why there was a little bit of misunderstanding from his part, but now we informed him, we printed the ordinance, he has all the information, we have all the paperwork with the package, so we can start the permit process and complete the driveway of the property.
Here's my concern, ma'am. The first notice of the violation went to the property owner in July of this year.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're in December. It's 5 months, and he still has not applied.
That's the misunderstanding that he had, because he also received like a fine for the cars parked there, which was paid. So he was confused, and he thought that since it was regarding parking, it was the same issue. He was not aware of the ordinance, and now he understands that we need to complete the process as per the ordinance.
Did the property owner ever reach out to you, Rafael?
And I want to clarify also about that communication one way. The communication was sent to the registered agent, and this is a Delaware corporation. So all the information was sent to the Harbor Business Inc., which is on Delaware. So we did not receive that communication until we started.
Very critical, ma'am. Did you get with the folks in Village Hall and make sure they have your correct
We
mailing?
already sent the property management agreement that we have and all my contact information.
And if there's 1 or 2 or 3 people, whatever, that all have to get the information, please make sure staff.
We did already, but they have my contact information. We'll be in contact, so this is not gonna happen again.
So there's already daily fines being put on it, and those are gonna stay until she pulls a permit, no?
What I would like to suggest is that we give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's go ahead and stop the daily fines at this point. No, let me rephrase that. Stop the daily fines the day they turn in the application. Then I would give them until January 21st to obtain a permit. It- Well, I'd like to stop the daily fines only because, let's face it, they're already at 9,000.
Right.
What I'd like to do then is set the 21st as a deadline to obtain the permit, but work has to be completed by the end of the permit or the daily fine of $250 reinstate.
So if they're not able to get the permit by the 21st in January, just because we're coming off a holiday and 3 weeks
Put
going
them
through
on, put
review,
'em on the agenda for
put
that
them back for
meeting.
an extension? or continue?
Yes, ma'am. Put them on the agenda for that meeting because it's our meeting night anyway.
Absolutely.
You don't think they'll be in front of P and Z by then?
For a
Are
joint
you, s-
a little bit.
He's in the process of completing getting the contractor signed. But I have all my paperwork, all the everything completed. I'm just waiting for him to complete the hiring process with the contractor. So they can start with the person that is gonna be doing the drawings. So it's a matter of, I think maybe we can be ready for the 21st with the application and everything, for the 21st of January.
Want to put it on February's
Right.
meeting?
that's sounding a little iffy.
But in case that we're not able, that the schedule is tight, then we will request an extension on that meeting.
Let's push it out then to February's date,
Okay.
the
Thank you.
17th.
Sounds good.
And my reasoning behind saying stop the daily fines the day they actually apply for the permit is because I'd rather, let's cut it, it's already up there, then add the additional requirement that the work must be completed by the end of the permit or the daily fines resume. I think it's a little more critical to add a sense of urgency to our motions versus just letting fines accumulate.
I'll second that.
Let me repeat it properly so
Here.
Vanessa can get,
Motion.
yes. I'm sorry, ma'am, any more, would you? Okay. In case CE 25-0598, give the property owner until February 17th to obtain a permit. Daily fines to stop accruing the day the application is turned in. If the work is not completed by the end of that permit, daily fines of $250 to resume. Do I have a second?
Yes, a second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for coming in.
The next item is 6.3 in old business. This is for the address 11133 Griffin Boulevard, and it's for case number CE 24-0086, Modesto Molina and wife Sarah Crute.
Good evening, everybody.
In this case, one second, sir. We were going to ask for an intent to lien on a fine that accrued from June 16 to the day the permit was issued, October 8th, 2025, at $250 a day. And it accrued up to $29,000. They were found to be in violation of Chapter 5.6.7 of street parking. Existing parking does not have a driveway approach. Now, I would like to explain something to the board. The permit has been issued, and they're in compliance on that part. However, The couple came to the office this afternoon to complain that, there was a lapse in communication during the time that the fine run from the compliance date to when they got the permit. So I went to the building department and pulled the records from them. I pulled the records from P&D, and then compared it with our records. And these were my findings. There was a breakdown of communication between building and planning. And during that breakdown of communication, these fines run for these property owners. It's my recommendation to the board that because this lapse in communication and this breakdown in communication happened because of staff, I'm recommending that the board removes these fines. When I looked at the evidence, it was very clear to me that it wasn't their fault that this happened. We in code had our things in order, but between the building department and the planning and design and building, there was communication that wasn't making sense. There was communication that time just lapsed, and they came in true faith. They did what they were supposed to do. They brought the application in, it was reviewed, but just because of a little thing that was missing, the communication just went on for 3 months, and then there was another lapse after the 3 months between the building department, and it is no fault of their own. I can't stress it enough. And I am asking this board, I'm sincerely asking that they remove this $29,000 and give them time to build this driveway.
Can we do that?
Well, my concern about moving it in its entirety, all the daily fines, of course, but fact is there was still an initial violation. That doesn't change. Everything that happened after that could be attributed to mistakes made by staff, but not the initial violation.
Correct. The initial violation doesn't have to go, and if the board wishes to keep the violation fine and the administrative cost of $500, that may be, I think, in my view, fair than charging them the daily fine of $250 when they had.
No, I
applied.
totally get that. Totally get it. But I am not comfortable eliminating the violation fine and the admin fee. There was, in fact, a violation.
So are we able to just make the fine go away, or do we have to do it officially as a fine reduction?
You can amend the order.
We can amend the order,
Okay.
Yes, to remove the daily fine.
okay? I will, let me get my papers together. I'll make a motion on my glasses, CE 24-0086, that we do not intend to lien, and that we remove the daily fines, but keep the initial fine in the administration be added to it, and just monitor as I see a permit in front of me, so hopefully they will get a permit and get a
In
driveway.
other words, keep the 500
Keep the 500,
and eliminate everything else.
correct.
I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Thank you both.
Welcome. Just one of a few things. We actually applied for the permit, and it was a back and forth with the planning, you know what I mean? So we did try, and we did everything that we're supposed to do.
I
And
pulled all the
you know what I mean?
communications, I read it.
It was out of our hands, so we appreciate that. We want to comply. We want to get a nice, beautiful driveway, and we appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
No, thank you.
Glad it's finally working out. And I apologize. for
Almost have a
all-
heart attack. 'Cause
I apologize for all you had to go through to get us.
First time I heard, it was today that we had go 20 times. You know, I'm going, okay,
Well,
I'm done.
Our goal is not for punishment. Our goal is for compliance. So once the property would have complied with it, we would have allowed you to come back for a fine reduction. And that's what we do anyways. But if staff tells us that there's a problem and something wasn't done right, then,
Without them going through.
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
okay,
Thank you so much.
you're very welcome.
Thank you so much.
We don't want anybody having heart attacks. We all live here.
Taking the time to be here.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you to the board for that.
Yeah, no, there's no.
I appreciate you,
Saying, come back, no.
I appreciate you bringing it to our attention that there was an issue.
You know, having candor from all of you and solid professional advice helps us all to work better, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you. We're still in old business, section 6 of the agenda, and it's item number 6.1. The address is 683 Northeast 117th Street. It's for case number CE-25-0725. Property owners are CHGM Holdings LLC in care of their registered agent, Cesar Hernandez. We had issued a violation because we found them in violation of section 16.15.2 landlord registration. I'm happy to report that they have now registered landlords in the village. They paid the fine and they paid the registration fee and are now in compliance.
What is the agenda number?
It's 6.1.
So they've paid
They paid-
everything?
Yes, they're in compliance.
I would make a motion to close the case.
I'm looking at this, and this is a rental property that has 3 homestead exemptions on it.
Have to talk about it, those.
Has how many?
3 homestead exemptions on it.
Yep.
I,
It's it really is out of control.
but,
So
but the manager said that there's a way for us to report it into the county.
They would have to do it. Now, I'm sorry, Raphael. Okay, yeah, I see April of this year.
An old tenant. Mhm.
But if it is not the property owner's main residence, I don't care the relationship, it's not eligible for homestead.
And can
I
you
did
report?
And that's not the only one we've got tonight.
We can report that to the property appraisers. However, if there's been a sale, the property appraiser is always backed up before they update their records.
I
So,
would
I don't
recommend you let them
hold a
know
lot of hope.
anyway.
oh, absolutely,
I don't hold out a lot of hope, but we have to do our part.
of course.
Because I don't think there's a meeting that we don't have at least one, at least.
Yep.
And that costs the village.
And I look at them on all of them now.
So I did have a short meeting with someone from the appraiser's office, and I asked them about homestead exemption and how they enforce it. And they are very grateful that we are able to report some of these cases to them. But one thing he brought to my attention was, remember that a person can live in their house for 6 months and live somewhere else for 6 months and still claim homestead exemption legally.
But if somebody is renting out a
Renting it,
property,
so-
that's a different story.
Right, meaning they can live in the property for 6 months and rent it out for 6 months. We can still ask for the landlord registration, however, we cannot penalize them or report them for homestead exemption. Now, is that easy for us to verify? Sometimes not, because we don't know who's living in the house half the time.
And the other thing on a duplex,
Mhm.
if the owner lives in half of it, they get a partial
Right.
homestead.
Correct.
But if you look at some of these, they're taking full home.
All the homestead exemptions, and we are watching out for those kind of properties.
Okay, next.
Who was the second in this, the motion?
Uh,
Sorry.
I think didn't I make the
So
motion?
they paid up and they got a landlord permit.
Right, and she made the motion, but nobody's.
I'll second it.
Mhm.
And a vote?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Thanks for keeping me honest. We get the,
The next item is 6.4, and it's for the address 11401 Northeast 8th Court. It's for the case number CE-25-0015, property appraiser information protected under Chapter 119 of the Florida statutes. We're asking for an intent to lien for an unsafe structure violation. This building was declared unsafe by the building official of the Village of Biscayne Park. Fines are at $77,500 as of today. An affidavit of noncompliance has been filed.
Has this gone to, are we in the process of sending this one to Dade County also?
Yes.
Yeah, and Florida Power and Lights pulled all the electric out of it.
And the water has been shut.
Any questions, any comment?
Now, do you want me to make the motion for you,
Go-
Janie?
Go ahead.
Okay, in case CE-25-0015, I would recommend that the village file an intent to lien, and that includes all filing fees and application fees that would include in that.
And the daily fine to continue.
And the daily fine to continue until demolition.
Second?
Yes.
Aye, any opposed? Motion passes 3-0.
In moving on to new business, section 7, and it's 7.1 for 665 Northeast 120th Street. It's for case number CE-25-0764, Mario Fernandez Montero and Paula Del Hierro.
What agenda number?
7.1. This was a violation for section 16.15.2, landlord registration required. I'm happy to report that this property owner is now in compliance. They paid the fee and are now registered landlords in the village.
There's 2 homestead exemptions on this.
Two exemptions.
Yep.
That's the full one that everybody gets,
Wow.
if you claim homestead.
We will take a look at this. Report it if we have to.
And this was not a recent sale, so you can't say it got.
No.
I get a motion.
Just to make a motion to close it.
Mhm.
Okay, on CE-25-0764, as they have complied and paid all the fines
Yes. Yeah.
and paid for the landlord registration, I would recommend we close this case.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes 3-0.
Next item, 7.2. For the address 690 Northeast 113th Street. This is case number CE-25-0746, Church of Resurrection. They were found to be in violation of section 8.4.10, accumulation of trash, junk, and debris, living and non-living plant material, and stagnant water. I'm happy to report that they are now in compliance. Our officer was there today and found a clean property.
You know, that's great. I'm glad they're in compliance, but it's also really disheartening. This is the first thing many people see when they enter our village.
Correct.
And this is what,
Church.
right. And a very high individual in the Episcopal Diocese is a Biscayne Park resident. So it's really disheartening. I don't know how he doesn't see this. Again, it's a church and it's the entrance to our village. Okay, so much for my preaching. Any questions? All right, I'll make a motion. In CE 25-0746, a violation has occurred. They have since come into compliance, but assess a $250 fine and a $250 admin fee.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 3-0.
Pay by date.
Okay, by January 1st?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're forgetting. To be paid by January 21st.
Next item is 7.3 for the address 717 Northeast 119th Street. It's for the case number CE-25-0582, Paola Amigilio, Jamie Muriel. We're asking for an order of enforcement. They were found to be in violation of section 8.4.3.1F, property maintenance. They do not maintain their roof. As of today, I believe they are not in compliance. And they have communicated with our officer, Raphael.
Any questions?
What did they say, Raphael? And the first time you cited them was when?
August 4th.
I see pictures dated November.
Because
You did the,
Again, it's 4 months.
can we do a daily on it? Can we do a daily?
Well, sure, if they don't come into compliance, of course we can. All right, if nobody has any questions, I'll make a motion in CE 25-0582, a violation has occurred. Assess a $250 fine, a $250 administrative fee, give the property owner until January 12th to come into compliance, or a $250 daily fine.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 3-0.
The next item is 7.6. This is for the address 930 Northeast 119th Street. It's for case number CE-25-0877, Hubert Lejeune. We are asking for an order of enforcement. This property owner has been found to be in violation of section 16.14.1 double fee permits. The detached garage on the property has been converted to a living space without first obtaining required building permits. And they have been in contact with Raphael.
Didn't mean to interrupt.
It's okay. I was just going to add, they've been in contact with our officer, Raphael.
Okay, I have a lot of questions. This started in 1993. Can somebody kind of give us a timeline and what happened? I see 3 different owners since then. It started in 93. There is a permit in 2008, I believe,
Saw something.
that they were supposedly going to unconvert back into living space. And the village, I have my notes here somewhere, the village started reoccupancy permitting, I want to say sometime in 2008. So how was this not caught? Well, but here's something incredible, Raphael, that I did take a screenshot, thankfully. In 2005, the village first initiated the reoccupancy permit requirement. I'm more than a little bothered by, in all those years of hand changing on that property.
Yeah.
How'd we miss this? I know that's a rhetorical question for you guys, but it's begs. Mhm.
So our present software, I'm sorry to interrupt you, goes up to 2015. So anything before that, we would have to go into the archives to find.
You know, this is,
It really,
this is the fault of whoever, long before you folks apparently did not do a reoccupancy. Because how could you? How could you do a reoccupancy and not catch that?
Right.
Now, my worst fear, is anybody living in there?
yes.
No, I mean in the illegal unit.
Yes.
Okay, you know that has to stop.
Right, and once Raphael reported that, I did ask one of the building officials to go there. He did go there and he did confirm that this is an illegal unit and, you know, things have been installed, electrical and other things, and that's how the violation was issued.
What is our legal standing to shut it down and have whoever is living in there
So,
vacate the property?
correct, so once we issue the violation and this board can order that the place be vacated immediately and no rentals. If they want to convert it, they should go ahead and apply for permits. If not, they have to reconvert it to a garage.
But even applying for permits, it's a separate structure?
It's a garage, yeah, it's a
They
detached
will,
garage.
they are,
Empty garage.
they are highly unlikely
Permit.
to get a permit because we don't do triplexes anymore, but that's not for us to say. We can only say, go ahead, go through the process, do whatever. But my big thing is, I want to see the place vacated. Now that the village is aware,
And if you, right,
oh my God, it just gets better.
Basically, it's,
Uh-huh,
yeah, expected the running order, like.
Right.
correct.
Because it's all been done already.
Which, at the risk of sounding crass, plumbing, okay, doesn't scare me as much. It's not a good thing, but it doesn't scare me.
Electric
scares
could
the
cause a
living
fire.
out of me. Well,
before, he was cited for that before.
And he just, and nobody followed up on it.
Well, unfortunately, when they were cited, I'm not sure, there was again some type of breakdown where the case didn't get to the board and there was no order and there was no follow-up. So I think there were so many breaks along the way. So we need at this point to get an order, and with that order, I'll be able to ask the building official to shut it down. I'll be able to go there and
okay,
have the place vacated.
if there are no more questions or comments, I'm going to make a motion. In the case of CE 25-0877, a violation has occurred. Assess a $250 fine, a $250 administrative fee. Give the property owner until February 17th to obtain permits. If not, a $250 daily fine. The property to be vacated, I don't want to say as soon as possible, we've got to set a deadline. The property to be what would you think realistic?
Usually 30 days would be what
30
the
days?
sheriff
Okay.
would give them.
That
That's-
scares me, but you've got to give
Right.
somebody time to find a place to live.
Now, if a building official declares it unsafe, they would have to vacate right away. However,
Then what, okay, why don't we rephrase that then? Let me rephrase that portion. The property to be vacated as soon as the building official has made his inspection and determines the immediate, by what date it has to be vacated. Because I'd be more comfortable with them going in there than us setting a date and, well, he will have the facts. So let me,
I'll second it.
but I was gonna, but we,
and the owner doesn't.
yes, that's a whole other story. All right, for Vanessa's sake, I'm gonna do my motion again. So in CE 25-0877, a violation has occurred. Assess a $250 fine, $250 administrative fee. Property owner has until February 17th to pull all necessary permits.
Reconvert
I'm sorry,
is to pull permits for,
to pull all necessary permits to bring the property into, bring the unit into compliance or take it back to its original state of not being a living unit, if not a $250 daily fine. Building official to inspect as soon as possible and determine date it has to be vacated.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0.
And again, can,
by February 17th, the daily of 250, right? By February 17th.
and can I ask you to go ahead and report this into the county?
Absolutely.
For the homestead exemptions? Do you want me to pull the one?
We have so many.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll
We have
I'll
a lot.
put them aside for you if you'd like.
Thank you, appreciate it. The next case is for the same address?
With me, I have a lot to write.
Okay, for that order, it's a long one.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
The next item is 7.7. It's for the same property owner. And this case number is CE-25-0878. Asking for an order of enforcement found to be in violation of 16.14.1 double fee permits. They installed hurricane impact windows and doors without first obtaining permits.
Does it still have a garage door on the front? Is- Okay,
Okay, any questions?
so I guess I can make a motion on CE 25, just 0878. That we put forth an order of enforcement with a $250 fine, $250 administration fee, and should we do daily fines?
Give him a deadline for the permit.
Okay, they have the deadline to pull permits on it by February
February 17th?
February 17th. If not, a $250 daily fine.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 3-0.
Next item is 7.8. And it's for the address 11000 Northeast 9th Avenue. The case number is CE-25-0784. Carolyn Jobson and Danielle Wisdom. Found to be in violation of section 16.15.2 landlord registration. Happy to report that this These property owners have now complied. They are registered landlords in the village.
Any questions?
Yay, they don't have a homestead exemption. Hey,
Okay.
do they have any fines outstanding?
Full compliance.
Okay. So I would say in case number CE-25-0784 that we have gained full compliance and we close the case.
I'll second. All in favor? Oh, any opposed? Motion passes 3-0.
Next item is 7.9, and is for the address 11801 Northeast 10th Avenue. Case number CE-25-0942. Property owner is 11801 Northeast 10th Avenue LLC, in care of the registered agent Estratios Leontis. We are asking for an order of enforcement. This is a repeat offense, a double penalty in violation of section 8.4.3.1B property maintenance. There's accumulation of trash, as in huge piles of trash. Several bags of trash just left on the property for a long time. We received this complaint a while ago, and Raphael, our officer, has reached out to them. Is that the property manager? Spoken with him on several times. He has promised to remove the trash. He hasn't. I am actually looking into having the property abated. However, it's a little difficult for our Public Works Department to handle the size of trash that they have on that property. And if they're not able to, I will reach out to Waste Connections to have them give us an estimate. They don't go on private property, so we may have to have Public Works put all that stuff outside onto the street for them to pick it up. So it will take a lot, multi-agencies to abate. In the meantime, we are still reaching out to the manager, hoping they can just,
Are there daily fines on this?
they're asking for an order of enforcement
Okay.
with double penalty.
So
Mhm.
okay.
The 17th, a week later.
Okay. There are no more questions. In case number CE 25-0942, a violation has occurred. Assess a $250 fine, $250 administrative fee. Give the property owner until December 31st to come into compliance by cleaning up that property, or a $250 daily fine, and the village to abate the situation and charge the property owner any fees.
I'll second that.
In favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 3-0.
Next case is 7.10, and it's for the property located at 11895 Northeast 9th Avenue. Case number is CE-25-0492, Clayton P. Dingle. We were going to ask for an order of enforcement in this case. They have been found to be in violation of section 16.13.1, exterior wall painting. This property owner is a law enforcement officer, and he has reached out to ask for a continuance because he has been called to duty after, according to him, what happened in Australia. They called all of them back to do extra work, so he was not able to attend this meeting.
Okay, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yes, I get it.
So I told him that I would ask the board for that
Sure.
continuance.
When,
no.
when did this start?
This violation.
Of course. He was given a courtesy notice in June. So we're dealing with a 6-month-old case, but fair is fair. He's asking for an extension. Shall we
30
table
days.
for January?
I wouldn't go any past 30 days.
Well, January's meeting. if he wants to come
Yep,
back,
right.
yeah.
Mhm.
All right, my motion in CE 25-0492 is that we table it for the January 21st meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 3-0.
The next item is 7.11. It's for the address 11919 Northeast 8th Avenue. The case number CE 25-0791. Property owner is MDL Inc. We were going to ask for an order of enforcement for landlord registration. However, the property owner has come into compliance. We're asking for the case to be closed.
Okay, so in case number CE 25-0791, since they have paid for their landlord permits and all fines and fees, correct? We will ask that the case be closed.
I'll second. All in favor? And opposed? Motion passes 3-0.
And there's no homestead on
No.
that. I'm checking on all of them now.
The next four cases, 7.14, 7.15, 7.16, 7.17, are for the address 12010 Northeast 11th Place. First case number CE 25-0859. Property owner is Breezel Fine LLC in care of the registered agent, Miami Accounting and Tax Services LLC. In this particular case, they were found to be in violation of section 18.5 construction fence requirements. The construction fence at that property has an expired fence permit. The next case, I'll read all the cases. It's a dilapidated property. The next case number is CE 25-0860, same property owner, same address, found to be in violation of section 8.4.1B1 overgrown grass, weeds, brush. In this particular case, they are in partial compliance. We were still going to have an order of enforcement in place because they haven't picked up the trash. It's still on the swell. Next case is CE 25-0861, same property owner and same property address. Non-compliant, found to be in violation of chapter 16.13, exterior paint. The wall is absolutely in bad shape. It's dirty.
I have a picture.
Of the wall. Next case is CE 25-0862. Same property owner and same address. An order of enforcement is what we're asking for. They're found to be in violation of section 8.4.3.1F, roof maintenance. Their roof is very dirty. These are some of the pictures. They did the cleanup, but they did not pick up the trash. That's the part of the wall. We couldn't take
I'm
it.
sure you guys all remember, we heard this case a
Yes.
little over a year ago.
Yes.
It had just transitioned to a new owner. We were promised it was going to be a tear down. So we didn't assess any fines. The village allowed a construction fence, even though they had yet to submit demo or building plans. And what's the result? A year and a half later, it is worse than ever, so much so that you can see it even with the construction fence. Hence why my sense of urgency in terms of what we're setting for deadlines. We have to start doing it differently because this is We have two cases now. We tried very hard to work with people,
Yes.
and this is what we got.
I recommend we go ahead.
We've heard that one before.
Non-compliant.
Okay. Questions? No. All right, in the first one, case number CE 25-0859. A violation has occurred. Assess a $250 fine, $250 admin fee. Give the property owner until February 17th to apply for either a building or a demo permit and renew their construction fence. The reason I'm stretching so far out is realistically, construction fences are only supposed to be married to building or demo permits,
Correct.
not what's gone on. So that's why I'm kind of stretching it out a little.
I'll second that.
And bear with me, long one. Work to be completed by the end of the permit expiration date or a $250 daily fine. So let me do it from the beginning for poor Vanessa. In CE 25-0859, a violation has occurred, $250 fine, $250 admin fee. Give the property owner until February 17th to pull either a demo or a building permit and renew the fence permit or a $250 daily fine. If the work is not completed by the permit's expiration date, a $250 daily fine. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Bear with me, I have a lot to write. Next. The overgrown grass. Any,
Or the one, I read all of them. so
okay.
Just go ahead and do the
I
motion.
didn't know if anybody had any other,
No,
we're good? Okay, any comments from the board?
except we've given you a photograph that we are putting into the evidence for the grass. They have cut the grass, but there's a pile outside that's not
Right,
picked up.
so,
That's not
know,
complete compliance. That's
We're still kind of in the same situation.
right.
Okay, in CE 25-0860, a violation has occurred. Assess a $250 fine, $250 admin fee. Give the property owner until December 31st to clean up all the debris, bring the property into compliance, or a $250 daily fine.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Okay,
Yes, I pulled 16 and 17. But she hasn't done a motion yet for
Item 7-16.
all of them. So you're gonna go all the way to 17 with motions.
I'm sorry, did I miss one? 16, yeah,
Mhm. So
next.
we're waiting on your motion.
So in CE 25-0861, a violation has occurred. Give the property owner until February 17th to either pull a demo or a building permit. I'm sorry, it says a $250 fine, $250 admin fee. Give the property owner until February 17th to either pull, obtain a building or demo permit. If not, exterior walls need to be painted or a $250 daily fine. And all work to be completed by the end of the permit's expiration date, or a $250 daily fine.
Second.
All in
May I
favor?
just ask a quick question? So the expiration of some of these permits is like 6 months. Do you want them to go that far, 6 months before the 250 kicks in?
No, the $250 to me, if they don't comply with the application,
Mm-hmm.
would kick in like a normal daily
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
It's only if they comply, get everything in time, but don't finish, that then I would want, we've agreed to see the 250 kick in again. But no, we treat it like always.
Mm-hmm.
In the case of all of those where we've made those motions,
Right.
daily fine kicks in if they don't meet that
Deadline.
first deadline. But if they meet it, they get no daily fine unless and until they don't complete the work by the expiration date.
Got it.
Okay, so we have a first and a second on this one?
Yep.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Vanessa, you need me to repeat?
Yes. It says yes.
Okay, in CE 25-0861, a violation has occurred. Assess a $250 fine, a $250 administrative fee. Give the property owner until February 17th to either pull a demo or building permit or paint the exterior of the property. If they comply by pulling the permits in time, but do not finish the work by the expiration of the permit, $250 fine.
Second.
We got it.
Well, I'm asking about the expiration. Huh? No. Word.
One more.
One more.
In CE 25-0862, a violation has occurred. Assess a $250 fine, $250 administrative fee. Give the property owner until February 17th to either pull a demo or a building permit. If not, roof is to be cleaned. If property owner and a daily fine of $250 if not in compliance by the 17th of February. If they comply by the 17th but do not finish the work by the end of the permit, $250 daily fine.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 3-0.
Next item is 8.3 in fine reductions. It's for the address 11623 Northeast 11th Place. Oh, I'm sorry, we'll go with 8.1 because we heard this thing somewhere. 8.1, the address is 930 Northeast 119th Street. Okay, CE-25-0611. They are applying for a fine reduction on the landlord registration violation. However, we are recommending to this board to deny this application completely because they have too many other violations open on this property.
I thought so. I was going to ask you,
This is a rental.
other open violations, and we deny,
Absolutely.
I, because I asked and was told, no, it has to be, that's what I thought.
We
because
do not recommend it because there's so many other things we are dealing with. Why are we giving them a reduction on one case?
Right, there's, again, a sense of urgency, but if we reduce this, then what about?
Is there a lien on the property
Yes.
for the amount of, how much do we?
We would have to, yeah, for the roof, we would have to calculate it to tell you the amount, but there is a running lien.
Yeah, I
It
think,
says 12.
right, last month,
That
Judy, we did it last month, 12.5 plus whatever was accumulating.
930.
But has the
Oh,
lien,
this, correct. This lien for 12,000 is on for this case. However, we are asking the board to deny this application.
yes,
Because there are many other violations that are open on the property. And until
Same.
we comply with everything else, we cannot.
will the village go
Entertain
forward
that.
with the lien, though?
The lien will, yes, definitely will continue running.
Then my motion would be to deny
Did
the
they?
fine
did they
reduction
apply for that?
request.
Okay, they have complied, so the lien will stay at that amount. Until they comply with the other violations, they can come back and apply for relief.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you recommended denial. I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. Motion passes 3-0.
Janie recommended, Judy second.
The next item, 8.3 for the address 11623 Northeast 11th Place. And it's for the case number CEN-22-120 for Charles and Eurydice Francois. They are applying for a fine reduction for a driveway violation. The driveway is in compliance. Has been installed. However, there's a fine for $130,000. They offered $600. I am recommending to this board to move this case up to the next hearing because they are not present.
There's no point, they're not here. There's no one to negotiate with. So my motion would be, in the case of CEN 22-120, that we table this for January's meeting.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 3-0.
Were they told to be here?
Yes, when they applied. They came to the office and Vanessa
Okay.
gave them instructions.
I would think if you're trying to make $30,000 disappear to $600, you'd show up.
Yeah, and the lien is filed, so I would show up if I was them. Hopefully, we'll encourage them to attend the next hearing.
Because actually,
Should we actually vote on it and
Yeah.
deny it?
yes, I'm going to rescind, I want to rescind my motion. Judy, I need you to rescind your second.
I'll rescind my second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, now we do it, yes.
Okay, so this is on hang on, this is 8.3 we're doing?
Mhm.
CEN -22-160. I will make a motion to deny the fine reduction.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 3-0.
So may I explain what the difference will be between continuing the case and denying? So the difference now that you have denied this case is they will have to pay another $50 and reapply.
So be it,
Be it, they didn't show up.
so be it. I mean,
We weren't going to accept that anyway.
you're negotiating something and you don't show up. Now, you see the other case, they had their representative zoom in. They've made arrangements for, anyway, enough preaching. Okay,
And those were all the cases we brought before the board tonight.
Just a sec.
now we're on the minutes.
I have 7.19.
7.19.
Here.
Yeah. I frequently,
Do I need
yeah,
this?
that's additional backup.
Okay, gotcha.
That's just me an additional backup.
Okay, there were issues I found with the minutes. And it could be me.
Okay.
On 6.5, I had it that Janie did the second. I don't see anywhere that there's a second.
It's in the
Yeah,
bottom.
exactly.
It's
Where
the last
Gail
line,
made the motion, I made the second.
the last line.
Mhm.
At 6.5, Chairperson Janie Anderson seconded the motion.
Yeah.
You see that?
On the second go-round, not the first one.
I see it on the first.
Oh, on the first.
I
one,
don't
on the
see it
second,
on the
the
second.
Failed motion, I get you. Okay, so.
On the
the sec-
approved motion, I don't see Janie's name.
There's no second here.
Okay?
So Janie, we'll add that.
Okay, and on 6.6, I had that I seconded it.
Motion 6.6, Janie, and who do we have as a second in here?
Nobody.
Oh, yeah. Good catch.
Judy seconded. That's a good catch.
I don't keep these things, but I keep the agendas, so
Yeah.
I look back at what I did.
Mhm.
Anything else?
Um, 8.3. On 8.3, I have written that Janie seconded it. You said that Michael Lynott seconded it. Does anybody else have anything?
We may have both done it, and
Okay,
if it's Michael, that's fine.
okay.
You know, sometimes two
That's
people
fine.
will say
Say at the
something.
same time, yeah.
Yeah, that's,
That's it. All I got. These are the ones that had rental issues.
Thank you.
okay, now we
Exemption.
have, well, probably should do February's meeting date first. Vanessa was kind enough to reach out to Dale. I'm sorry.
Motion on
Um,
approving the
A
minutes.
motion to approve the minutes. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 3-0.
The minutes with correction.
Yes, as amended.
Right.
All right.
Okay. Well, I had asked that we deal with February's meeting date, even though Dale's not here, and Vanessa was kind enough to reach out to Dale, who says he's open pretty much the whole month. I'm gone for a couple weeks, then Bob is having surgery on what would have been our meeting night. So is there any way you guys could meet? Bear with me.
I'm not here the 13th to the 18th, the 20th, yeah.
The ninth, anytime from the 19th on out would be great.
That would work for me.
It would,
I'd be back.
would Thursday, the 19th work?
No, not
No?
for her. You coming back on the 19th?
Hang on. I think my class is the 16th, 17th, and 18th, and it's a 3-day drive or 2-day drive from Louisiana.
Okay, so how about the 23rd?
23rd would work.
And you need time anyway, yeah. Need time to decompress.
So February 23rd on a Monday?
We're okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's make sure that's not P and Z. No, because they're on the 17th.
Yeah.
So it won't be P
PNZ
and
is
Z.
17.
You know, if it's an advisory board, they can always use the village hall, but P and Z certainly can't.
23rd.
Make sure. This calendar is not.
Yeah, I'm open everything but that 1 week. Gonna be gone.
I'm good anytime that week, so
Now, June, I'm probably gonna be gone every,
let's do February.
okay.
Let's solidify February.
You do February 23rd? You're good?
So we're okay? February 23rd. May I ask you guys to please reach out to Michael and Dale?
Yes. February 3rd. There's P and Z on the calendar, so we would have to check with the
Oh,
clerk that they
okay.
have on every week. But, yeah,
Oh, because they have one of two.
it-
All right, should we make it a Tuesday then, the 24th?
March is on the 18th, so if we put it on the 24th.
Yeah, because I see P and Z is jockeying a couple of different days.
Can meeting.
I can do any time the February.
So can we, February 24th?
24 would be fine.
No, but I think it's-
24th?
I think the 24th would be, we just don't want to take a chance because they're.
No. Thank you for catching that because, again, if it's an advisory board, they can always use Village Hall.
Right, but
The
planning and
Planning and
design,
design review certainly cannot.
we'll go for February 24th.
24? Now, I've also got a
We can do-
conflict in May, but that's far out, and I'd rather have Michael and Dale here to discuss that.
They should be here May.
Everybody
June is my,
of your days, because you know my theory. I try to make it so that we have a full board. We got to adjust,
right.
so be it, because I prefer a full board. Look at tonight, we were like close.
I know I talked to Rodolfo and said, I'll see you on Wednesday.
Okay, it's not this, bear with
Got
me.
to adjourn.
And
We got one more thing to do. And thank you guys for being willing to move February. I really appreciate it. 24.
Any day that week I can probably,
All right,
it's the week before I'm gonna be
get organized later. Okay,
glass.
this is for second reading. So we have no choice. I would have much preferred Michael and Dale to be here. See, anytime the village's land development code gets changed, planning and design review always gets the ordinance first. But did everybody get a copy of this ordinance? Well, that kind of makes it tough.
We can't. So do you want to read it to us so we can?
All right, let me try to get the pertinent points. I guess I should have specified, make sure everybody had a copy. Just thought that would have happened, sorry. This has to do with the days and hours of construction work being permitted. Right now, the only days that are completely not permitted is Sunday. Federal holidays are 11 to 5. The commission is being asked to change that. I'll read you the pertinent. Permitted days and hours for construction work, the erection including excavation, demolition, alteration, or repair of any building or delivery of materials other than at the following times is prohibited. Federal holidays used to be 11 to 5. Now what they're suggesting is no construction work may be conducted on Sunday or federal holidays. Interior construction contained within an enclosed structure where all noise originates from within the exterior walls shall not be subject to the construction hours contained in this section. I wanted to have this come in front of us because we, in fact, will be the ones that have to work with this ordinance versus planning and design review. They'll see it if it gets another change. So I had wanted input from all of you guys. I was going to compile it and send to the manager, who will then forward to the commission. I would have rather make my remarks last, but since I did have the advantage of having the ordinance in front of me, if nobody minds, I'll make my remarks.
Right ahead.
My concern is twofold. Well, I do think the ordinance needs to specify Christmas, New Year's, and Thanksgiving as no construction, so that there should not be a doubt. My concern with the other federal holidays is, by and large, they are not observed by private industry. President's Day, Indigenous Peoples' Day, etc. So people who are working that day, hiring companies who are working that day, are not going to be thinking, oh, they can't work that day, and my project may go over that. I mean, we're going to get a lot of rude awakenings, but my biggest issue is what this does to the do-it-yourselfer. You now have the do-it-yourselfer who will have one day a week, Saturday, and not even that if 4th of July falls on a Saturday, to complete any significant project. That's very difficult for someone who can't necessarily afford to hire someone to do everything, or, and even though they've added the part about, well, if that's on the inside and that's where the noise is, if you're building cabinets, if you're doing tile work, you're doing wet saws and table saws, and you ain't doing that inside. If you're working on a patio, friends, you get my drift. So and this is just me, I have an issue with this draconian a change. Now, I understand the frustration of the big development, the tear downs, the attitude of some contractors, but I think we're losing sight and then punishing the individual homeowner who is just trying to make the property better. And maybe on Memorial Day, they do need to work on their fence. So anyway, that's just me, please.
Well, it's funny because I always thought that it was prohibited on federal holidays already, but it's,
They want to take that away.
Ah.
It's prohibited. It was permitted.
it was permitted. I didn't think it was. I thought we had voted that it was not permitted on federal holidays.
11 to 5.
11 to 5, certain hours. Yeah, as a do-it-yourselfer, I have concerns about that. But the other issue is, I mean, there's so many federal holidays that things need to be specified. I mean, I think New Year's Day, I mean, people are going to be hungover from New Year's Eve. New Year's Day needs to be
Okay,
one
you
of
need
the
to specify
yeah.
New Year's, Christmas, and Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving,
4th of July,
There's
we listen to
noise all
fireworks
day.
all day. I mean, think about this. We listen to fireworks, or whatever. Put the table saw on top of that.
Yeah.
Anyway, because I want to make sure I keep my comments separate. I want you guys to have your comments separate, not muddle with mine. So
But yeah, but I also think, if you're going to be prohibitive, you need to specifically state exactly what days. And I would agree with New Year's, I would agree with Christmas, I would agree with Thanksgiving, but I wouldn't agree with Memorial Day. I mean, it's not a,
At when doing the research for this was several things. From an enforcement perspective, when we start specifying days, dates, times, it's very difficult. And I would say it makes it easier if they said no work on holidays. And other cities have this. City of Miami Beach, to mention a few, city of, what's the city next to us? Miami Shores and El Portal. They all say no construction work on federal holidays. And the reason for that, I think, looking at their research as well and speaking to some of their staff, is when you start specifying little by little, it's very confusing for construction companies, for subcontractors. And while I get it that the board or some board members are considering the individual property owners, these ordinances are really directed at the bigger companies, because allowing, and say Memorial Day, not that any holiday means anything in this context, it's just a holiday, Memorial Day or Christmas Day, whatever day, having a concrete truck delivering concrete when people are at home not working is really unfair to the next door neighbors.
Question I would have, what's a delivery? If I need a load of pavers,
Mhm.
I can't, according to this, I can't have Home Depot deliver it. If
Mhm.
I have a GMC Denali, can I go pick it up myself?
Mhm.
Is that still a delivery?
It is a delivery, however, you're not gonna have the same noise impact. A construction truck makes different kind of noise than a personal vehicle delivering. Mhm.
This doesn't differentiate.
Correct.
This punishes the do-it-yourself who needs to work on their fence or their patio, or they're making their kitchen cabinets
Mhm.
by lumping them in with the contractor who's going to show up with a front end loader and a bulldozer.
but there's no way to separate it out.
Right. And because the construction ordinance is very entangled with the noise ordinance, what you're gonna have are next door neighbors calling on their neighbors saying, I'm hearing this knocking sound in here and it's irritating. Now, we are not here as code enforcement to deal with the noise ordinance during holidays. Now, this is a burden that's gonna fall on PD. They will have to go and attend to every call for my neighbor is doing this, my neighbor is doing that, my neighbor has a machine, a saw, something in their front yard, and we are putting that burden on the police. And during holidays, it's their high peak, they're assigned to many other different things. The manager looked at that and thought we cannot pull PD from the important things that they do during these days to looking at noise violations for someone making that kind of noise. So those are some of the things he looked at, and also looked at what other cities are doing, of course, and most cities do not allow construction on federal holidays. And he just thought specifying each holiday may be okay for some people, and some people may get offended because why is that holiday being respected and my holiday is not being respected? So there's the
Reasoning behind Christmas, New Year's, and Thanksgiving. I think you.
which are respectable holidays to some, but some people don't celebrate Christmas. They may,
And more than Columbus Day, Veterans Day.
I get it. I get it. Personally, I get it, but I'm just presenting what I heard the manager saying in the meetings, that when, in situations where they specify, oh, this holiday, other people will come and say, why is their holiday better than mine? And why can they work on their holiday? So when,
Really see Christmas, New Year's, and Thanksgiving, anybody getting too bummed out about. I think people pretty much realize those are family days.
Right.
You do have company. That's kind of.
that's the basic standard ones.
Yeah. spoil sport, but I really can't picture that being a thing.
Yeah. I know, but I know you personally don't, but that's the reason why most cities have done federal holidays as a blanket, all federal holidays, because there is the issue of people feeling that, okay, they respect that holiday more than they respect my holiday.
And we did discuss this when I was on the board, and I thought we voted it, but I guess we didn't.
I'm sorry.
I thought we voted it in then to ban construction on federal
Federal
holidays.
holidays.
11 to 5.
Oh. Waivers are, it's already in the ordinance that if they are doing specific things, they can ask for permission from the building official. And it's only certain circumstances that.
Like
you know,
emergency stuff,
an
like
emergency s-
septic problem.
Correct.
They need something being.
So
taken
waivers are there.
because it's a health hazard.
Yeah.
We started out with Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving. Are you guys feeling more like you're more comfortable with what Doreen is explaining? Because I want to make sure.
I'm just explaining on behalf of the manager.
But I want to make sure
That makes
whatever I
sense.
say to the manager is
Mhm.
accurately reflected.
Well, it makes sense. Getting dark, I stop, got my blower.
Yeah, but you
consider my-
can't do construction.
No, we don't, because I'm the same. I consider my, I don't want to be making noise. Even though right now it's still early, but you know, I consider the other.
Right.
They don't want to smell the gas, they don't want to.
Right.
So there are some people that are considerate, but when you're making ordinances, you have to understand that not
Worst case
everybody
scenario.
thinks the same way. And once you give people the permission, you give them this much, understand that they'll go this much. So when, right.
Oh.
So, you know, as much as what you're saying does make sense for the regular DIY, is that the word, DIY people, you also have to understand they do have the leeway to do whatever they want. I mean, as long as they're not making noise, they can do whatever they want. Nobody's coming to stop them.
Ever use a wet saw and not make noise?
That's the problem. If they're gonna make noise, then we would have to cite them for the noise. Because noise is not allowed certain time, right?
Files in that don't need to be cut.
And if someone calls the police and says somebody's making noise over here, now we move out of construction into the noise violation.
Different.
So that's where it's intertwined. And that's why big trucks cannot be allowed on any federal holidays, and this is just an opinion again, in the village, you know, running, doing construction when people are trying to rest. So it doesn't matter if it's Christmas or Memorial Day. What Memorial Day means to someone, Christmas Day may mean to someone, the other person.
You know, you are very persuasive.
I'm speaking on behalf of the manager.
Conditions. There were three. I want to make sure I get. Stop hitting me. I want to make sure I get this accurate. We had 3 board members present,
Mhm.
2 of which are absolutely okay with the rewrite of the ordinance, 1 of which is not, and I will detail, you guys have a problem if I detail my concern.
Go right ahead.
You're okay.
Mhm.
Because I won't, you know,
Whatever they decide.
no, but I want to say that 2 of the 3 board members present are fine with the
Ordinance.
prohibiting on all federal holidays. One of us was not, and I'll give the shortened version of my.
And give the reasons, because they may, what's good with you giving your reasons is they may consider expanding the ordinance in a different way, where they give some leeway or they give special permissions for people who are doing a project. They can always come in and ask, you know, for special permission.
You know, it's never easy.
North
to
Miami has
write an
done that.
Ordinance because you've got to cover so many eventualities.
Mm.
But if you're doing something that is going to potentially negatively affect people,
Yeah.
and see, to compare Miami Shores to us, there's also an economic difference.
Absolutely,
Miami
absolutely.
Shores, more
They have more commercial,
outside help.
yeah.
Biscayne Park, I'm not saying we're hurting, but you do see a lot more do-it-yourselfers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And this is completely residential. They have more commercial, so it's,
That too.
yeah.
Exactly. So it really.
Those are some of the things to consider. Yeah, I'll bring that up to the manager as well. That's a
There
good
is no
point.
way, but that's just short version. The two of the three present board members are okay with prohibiting on all federal holidays. One of us wasn't, and I promise to give the short version of my reasoning. But I'm going to send it on to the manager so he can, and that was very nice of him to say for us to take the time to see
Right.
it too, because we have to work with it.
Right.
Okay, do I have anything else?
That'll be all.
Adjourned.
Motion to adjourn.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.